Okay, hi again. Right, I've got some new equipment. Sorry, again, I've had to deal with my some personal things, so I've not been able to do a lot of videos. But hopefully that will pick up a bit now. There've been a few changes since for those of you who may have been waiting for another video on the FPL, I have actually sold that now. Along with the SD Quattro, the DPL. I've still got this one, the SD Quattro. I still have this. I am reluctant to sell this. I think this is my favourite of them all. So I still have this. Did sell the FPL. I took it on holiday with me, and I just found, to be perfectly honest, that the lack of stabilisation really didn't help. But listen, if any of you are interested in purchasing the FPL that I had, leave me a message next week, because although I sold it on eBay, the person that I sold it to, they tried to deliver it on Saturday, that they weren't there, so they've taken it back to the post office or the sorting office, but they haven't picked it up yet, and it's now Wednesday, and I've emailed them a couple of times and they haven't answered me. So I don't know what's going on, but it seems to me that there's a possibility that it may be returned to me. So give me a message next week if anybody's interested in the FPL. Leave me a comment, and I will let you know if it does come back, and obviously then it will be up for resale. So it is a great camera, but it's not really. I did enjoy using it, but it really wasn't for me at the end of the day. I prefer wildlife photography and macro photography. They are the two things that really interest me more than landscape photography. But I would recommend that camera. But I have kept this one. I'm not selling this one at this point. Whether that will change, I don't know. But what I have got, I've got Nikon. I've got a Nikon Z7 II and a Nikon Z7. This is a Z7. What brought this on? Basically I did a video the other day, didn't I, regarding the Sony hasn't gone anywhere. The Sony 150 to 600 and the Sigma 150 to 600, no. Sony, because there's no way the Sony's going anywhere. The tracking on the Sony is second to none, so that's staying. But I wanted a couple of lenses, and originally I wanted the Nikon 400 4.5 or the 500 f5.6 PF. I wasn't. There were two lenses, but they're both about £2,500. That wasn't really the money that was the issue. I just was debating, and then I remembered a lens that I wanted, because I had Nikon years ago, and at the time I had a 7200, and I ended up with because I didn't have a lot of money back then, so I had to get I think it was a Tamron 70 to 300. But this is the lens I wanted back then, and this is the 300mm PF f4. And it was about, I think it was over £2,000 at the time. But here you are today. It was less than £1,000. It was not nearly, just a pound under £900. mint condition. I mean, you know, and I bought the teleconverter for another 150, I think I paid for that, or 200, I'm not sure. Yeah, but I mean, basically, it's half price for the same focal length, f5.6. I can obviously reduce that by just taking the teleconverter off. Beautiful, beautiful lens, wonderful images, really lightweight. It's you know, a great wildlife I mean, okay, I know Nikon aren't the best, but I love the top screen of the Nikons. I love the little red mark. I think they're the nicest looking cameras that anyone produces. Um, I'm used to Nikon. I do remember, you know, I enjoyed Nikon at all a long time ago. Um, and of course, with the adapter, which works perfectly well with f-mount lenses, you've got such a vast array of lenses to choose from. I have added one Z lens. This is on the Z6 II. This is the 105 macro lens. Absolutely fantastic image quality. Really is. So I'm still learning this system, obviously, but this is where I've changed. As I said, I'm going to keep the SD Quattro. I still love this camera, and I still think I will get use out of this. It is one, as I said before, one of the nicest cameras I've ever held. But I just felt for the other two, I just didn't think I was going to get the most out of them, to be honest. You know, because this isn't bad focusing. So, you know, I think I can get a bit more use out of this. I can certainly get more use out of these. As I say, I wasn't sure what I was going to go for at one point. I thought, shall I go for Canon and go for the 100 to 500? But, you know, and of course Canon have primes, and this is the thing, you know, some of you might think, well, why didn't I just get another Sony body? And, well, Sony don't have any primes. They have a lot of lenses, but they don't have any great primes. And these are just so lightweight, superb image quality, you know. Now, I know the autofocus isn't as good as Sony's, but, you know, that's something I was discussing with somebody the other day. I said, but most of the wildlife that you take photos of isn't moving at 100 miles an hour. You know, this obsession, some people are just obsessed with getting birds in flight. But most of our wildlife photography that I do, and bird photography, isn't of birds in flight. So, you know, it's, why do I want to buy an A1 when probably about 5%, if that, is of birds in flight? And, you know, the weather's awful. I'm going on another safari next February. You know, and most of the birds I'm going to see probably won't be flying. When they are, then obviously you use the Sony, but when they're not, you can use either. But when you read on forums and that, people seem obsessed with birds on flight, with birds in flight. And that's not what you really take most photographs of. So anyway, I thought I would update you. 2 new cameras, couple new lenses. I've also got the Tamron 45 1.8, which is again, bought that on eBay for £250. I mean, it's a superb lens. It's an absolute bargain. You know, if you don't mind using the adapters, then why not just, you know, it's just so easy to use the adapters. As I say, wildlife photography is my main thing. I do like macro photography. I'm not really, the other gear that I had was something I was trying. I decided it wasn't for me. As I say, leave it in the comments if you are interested in buying the FPL. Then leave me a message in the comment and I will get back to you when I know a bit more, because I really don't know at this stage whether I'm gonna get it back or whether they're gonna keep it. But as I say, 5 days later and they haven't picked it up yet, so something a bit weird's going on. So I would rather sell it to someone on here. Anyway, I should do some more photographs. I did promise that I would show you some images. I will try and do that in the next video that I took with the Tamron and with the Sigma, and I'll show you the differences, or I should say I should show you the lack of differences, because I was talking about that in a previous video. So just I'd update you on my gear, update you on the FPL, and really this is the only Sigma I've got now, Sigma camera that is. The other two have been sold, one to a viewer, and as I say, the FPL, leave me a message till the next one.